Pace Morby is an internet sensation. He's got a huge following. He's got a great YouTube channel. Pace was a franchisee at We Buy Ugly Houses. And if you buy ugly houses, you buy a franchise, it costs a couple $100,000, and then they rob you blind for leads. It costs $1,000 per lead, about $6,000 per contract, and that's if you do 3 contracts in a month. It costs you roughly $6,000 per contract. So he was a top performer at HomeVestors, and this is kind of how it looks for HomeVestors. In 2018, he got a cease and desist from HomeVestors, and he got a cease and desist because he was marketing in a way that was outside of the box, and they called him out and they said, look, you're not following our protocols, we don't like this, and they gave him a bunch of shit for it, and he ultimately left. But what he took with him was this. He figured out how to streamline his lead funnel and how to get more out of his lead funnel. The question is, how do I get more leads? How do I get better leads? How do I get a better sale? How do I get better salespeople? How do I close more leads? How do I get cheaper leads and deals? So he went into something that's probably not PC nowadays, but he went into the conversation between the difference between cowboys and Indians. If you watch TV in the 1950s, that was basically what was on. It was black and white, and it was about cowboys and Indians. And cowboys do things like this. They go out and they kill buffaloes, and they take the hides, and they pile them up, and they pound their chest, and they say, look at my pelts. I have all of these skins. And that is what a cowboy did back then. So my question to you is, what did the Indians do back then? So what they did is they figured out how to not use a gun, how to use a cliff, and they ran the buffaloes off the cliff, and then they realized this is the buffalo, and there's all these parts to the buffalo. And instead of just the pelt, which is the top left, they realized there's all these other pieces. I've done multiple conversations since I've owned this business on we want to get more squeeze out of the fruit. So he took this insanely complicated series of events and he streamlined it. And what he did is he came up with 11 strategies. Cash, sub-2, seller finance, hybrid, executory contracts, lease options, arbitrage, novation agreements, Morby method, dating contracts, and short sales. So my question is this, how do we look? Salesforce looks pretty good. Look what we're tracking. We're tracking call logs, we're calling properties under contract, appointments set, revenue won. We got a really, really pretty slide here with all the different things we've done for lead channels and how we've generated the lead. We've gone through here, and this is under contract, and this is under contract per source. This is more incredibly great data. Has anybody noticed what I haven't said that we track? Disposition type by dollar. We're throwing away more of the buffalo than we're using. And we need to not do that. We need to be more mindful of it. And there's a plan here, which I let the cat out of the bag yesterday because you met Wes, and I talked about this in the sales meeting, but those are the cowboys. That's what the cowboys looked like 200 years ago with shitty photographs. This is what they look like today using a cell phone camera. They are incapable of taking pictures anywhere other than their car, and the only thing they do is they show you a wholesale check, right? Look at this incredible fee I just got because I robbed this homeowner. It's the reason that people in our business have absolutely dog shit reputations is because of people like this, acting like this.